understand further the concept of the properties of substances. First, let us define substance. Substance is a physical material from which something is made or which has discrete existence. Or we can simply say it is a material of a particular kind. Do you still remember what chemistry is?
Chemistry is a science which studies matter and its changes.
Based on this concept, we might conclude that those matter consist of chemical substances, include elements, compounds, and mixtures. Common examples of chemical substances in daily life are water that we drink, salt, sugar, and vinegar. And we can also use this carbonated drinks and a soy sauce. But in daily life, the concept of chemical substances are related to artificial chemicals. Substances may be identified based on their chemical properties and physical properties. Let's talk about chemical properties. Chemical properties are properties that enable a substance to change into a brand new substance. Or how it also describes how a substance reacts with another substances. We can also say that this observes on how the substance takes into a chemical reaction and then there's a change that forms into a new substance. We can also have an example of a paper burned and turned into ashes. Take a closer look of it. By the presence of heat to the paper undergoes a chemical reaction and it forms into a new substance which is ashes. Another example is an iron. By the presence of oxygen and hydrogen, as it undergoes a chemical reaction, it forms a new substance called rust. The chemical or the two chemical identities of two substances change. Properties. These properties describe the physical characteristics of a substance. The mass, volume, and color of a substance are physical properties. And so, it is ability to conduct electricity, melting point, and boiling point. This is also observed without changing the chemical identity of a substance, different to chemical properties. We can have an example of a water boiled in a rice cooker. Although it was boiled in the presence of heat, we cannot state that it is still water. So the new substance are formed. We can also have the example of cutting of papers. Although we cannot almost see the right shape of the paper, we can still see that it is a paper. Therefore, no new substances are formed. We cannot see the chemical identities of the two substances did not change.
So that ends our discussion. I hope that you understood further the properties of the chemical substance.